A day on the river is always worthwhile. Whether you live in a rural or urban setting, rivers and streams are some of our best natural areas. The river offers opportunities for excitement, quiet reflection, and learning. Wading, catching frogs and minnows, skipping stones, canoeing, kayaking, and fishing. Cross-country skiing in the wintertime. Many rivers have paths to walk so you can enjoy the beauty of different seasons. Do you want to come to the river and see dirty water? A bunch of trash? Many river enthusiasts have volunteered for river cleanup projects. In the fall of 2009, 100 Iowa State University students removed 2,900 pounds of trash along a 3-mile stretch of the Skunk River in Story County, Iowa. Over the past 12 years, Jim Colbert and his students have removed almost 60 tons of trash from local streams. Much of it was recycled.
When we take students out on the Skunk River Navy, the most common comment I hear is they just cannot believe that there's so much trash in the river. And they ask me these questions like, well, where did this all come from? It's just really a shocker for them. Every piece of trash has its own ugly little story. Some of it's left here on purpose. I mean, you can take a look up here at these beverage cans up on the side. Somebody brought those down here. They were strong enough to bring in the full ones, but not strong enough to take out the empty ones. So some of it happens on purpose. Some of it is, an accident. Something blows out of somebody's car, gets washed into a storm sewer, ends up down in the creek. So all of those things are possible. And sometimes even big things are thrown in on purpose. We've carried out a number of old appliances, refrigerators, freezers, that sort of thing. And people just throw them in the river because then they can avoid paying the landfill disposal fee.
Beyond beer cans, plastic bags, and appliances, river pollution is also present in many forms that we can't see. The transport of sediment, nitrates, and phosphorus is of increasing concern because they disturb the biological balance of the watersheds. Mary Kester teaches middle school in Carroll, Iowa. She and her students have been monitoring the water in the Middle Raccoon River for 17 years.
I started doing the river unit because of a summer class I took in Mankato, Minnesota, and we did a river study as part of that class, actually rivers and soils, and it intrigued me. In my 6th grade science class, natural resources was one of the topics we covered, and it seemed that in Iowa, 2 of our most important natural resources would be the water and the soil. The land is as much a part of the picture as the water is. The water flows over the land. It is so much of an interlocking picture. I think we're not doing the environment a favor if we try isolating pieces of it and just tending to those pieces alone. When I take students down here to study, we come down regularly and do chemical tests. And we use the chemical tests that are done through IOWater and tests for nitrates, nitrites, phosphorus, chloride, dissolved oxygen, and pH. We also test for bacteria, and we were surprised a couple of years ago bacteria levels seemed quite high, and they're still higher than what you would like to see in a stream. And then if we're going to look at the organisms where we'll actually, maybe stir up the bottom and have a net and collect organisms, then we're looking at the biological aspect, which is very important because the organisms are in here 24/7. And if we do a chemical test and find out that there's high or low things one day, the organisms are exposed to that all the time. So by the presence or absence of different organisms, you can learn a lot about stream quality.
In addition to sediment and agricultural and industrial waste, the EPA says that over the last 3 years, 37% of the nation's sewage systems have reported dumping untreated or partly treated human waste, chemicals, and hazardous materials into rivers and lakes. Thousands of pharmaceuticals from ibuprofen to Prozac also contaminate the aquatic habitat. What makes this so worrisome is that the usual safeguards protecting us from bacteria and toxin don't rid our water supply of these chemicals. The notion that drugs passing through our bodies might harm humans, fish, and other organisms for generations to come is just another example of the dangerous effects of human behavior, the echoes of which have yet to be fully heard.